The scale of Pakistan's flood crisis is worse than the 2004 tsunami, according to senior UN sources. An estimated 15 million people have now been affected. Some 1,600 have been killed. 10 days of flooding has ploughed a swathe of destruction from the Swat Valley in the north to Punjab and the southern province of Sindh. It's claimed the lives of 3 members of this family, including little Shahroz, whose body was found 3 days later and identified by his father. I was 1 or 1.5 kilometers away, standing in the floodwater, when a villager told me to come closer. When I went closer, I saw my son's foot. I recognized my son through his foot. These are the worst floods in Pakistan in 80 years. India hasn't been spared. In the remote Himalayan region of Ladakh, flash floods are known to have killed around 160 people. But hundreds more remain missing, and at least 25,000 have been affected, including foreign tourists, many of whom visit Buddhist monasteries here. Amid the devastation, there's one incredible tale of survival. A 2-year-old girl was swept out of her mother's arms as they tried to flee the floodwaters. Found later unconscious and suffering from hypothermia, little Dilden is now being treated in hospital.
Relief groups warn today that aid for the Pakistan flood victims is falling short, with nearly 14 million people affected.
A staggering 1/3 of the country is now underwater. But unlike Haiti, which moved the world to tears and to cash, Pakistan seems to be coming up against donor fatigue.
Millions have been affected by flooding in Pakistan.
The latest aerial footage from Pakistan showing what's being called the flood of the century.
A case of cholera has been confirmed in Pakistan, and it's not expected to be an isolated incident,
with victims relying mostly on the military and foreign aid agencies for help.
A relief worker told us today that the Asian tsunami and the Pakistan earthquake were like heart attacks. This is like a cancer, he said. It just keeps spreading.
Floods have roared down from the northwest to the agriculture heartland of Punjab and on to southern Sindh. Rough weather is hampering relief work.
They plead for help by the side of the road, but the traffic keeps on going.
Nothing was safe there. I could only save my children and my hens. Then this boat came across and evacuated us.
We found 13-year-old Shakil armed with his banner. It says, victims of the flood.
Major bridges have collapsed and roads and other infrastructure have been damaged.
U.S. aid officials had hoped to deliver aid in the Swat Valley, but weather conditions did not permit flying.
As night falls, most people take to the higher ground, wading through the abandoned farmland that once provided a living for the whole community.
The magnitude of the disaster is very great. The terrain that we will be operating in is very formidable.
Aid had come, but there was just one truck in a camp that is home to about 1,000 people.
After $10 million in initial aid, the United States has pledged a major effort to help millions hit by the epic floods in Pakistan.
Homeless, hungry, and reduced to fighting for meager donations. There was chaos over a few packets of biscuits. The weakest left to fend for themselves.
U.S. relief officials said they would make another attempt to fly to the Swat Valley. More heavy rains are expected.
Local people say food arrives every day, but they never know when it's going to come or how much there's going to be.
Desperation written on many faces.
Well, in the last few minutes, the situation here has become really chaotic. People are desperate to get their hands on water and food.
They've given us nothing, this man says. We're starving to death.
No clean water for drinking, no food, no electric.
Try as he might, this little boy couldn't even get some water. So when a bottle fell, he scavenged on the floor.